The New York Knicks are making a massive change to their strategy ahead of the Eastern Conference Finals as the master plan has been revealed on how the New York Knicks will beat the Indiana Pacers and go to the NBA Finals, with a few key players being honed in on as the mainstays here, while also Leon Rose has done a phenomenal job transforming this entire New York Knicks team, and there has been just now some real recognition towards it that has a major impact on this season and the playoffs as well, and we're going to break all that down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're part of that 72% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe right now for all New York Knicks content. We have a video or more every single day, not to mention some fun YouTube shorts and some other stuff as well for this channel, like live streams and just updates on all New York Knicks, so you don't want to miss out. What are you doing, man? You're watching Knicks Digest, you're having fun. Come subscribe. But let's jump into this. The New York Knicks are making some massive changes to their team, and it's surrounding the two guys shown right there, as both OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson are going to be vital, as always, to the New York Knicks' success. But the way that the Pacers play, this is causing the Knicks to make a big change, and not just that, it is going to have a ripple effect, and it is going to be a very important thing for the New York Knicks to target going into this series. Now, as Tommy Beer mentioned, in the 8 games that the Knicks have won in the postseason, OG's averaging 19 points on 16 field goal attempts. In the 4 games the Knicks have lost, OG is averaging 9 points on 10 field goal attempts. So still, as you can see that tweet below, OG Anunoby, when he shoots 14 or more shots, the Knicks win games. When he doesn't, the Knicks lose. OG has time and time again shown why he's this team's biggest X factor, because when he's a key part of the offense, the Knicks win. What we saw was 3 games of OG Anunoby against the Indiana Pacers, and he got injured in Game 3 last season. And up until that point, everything was fine. The Knicks were ahead. The vibes were good. They were about to go up 3-0, and they even could have went up 3-1 against the Pacers later on had Andrew Nembhard not made that shot. Even though OG didn't play in that game, Nembhard hit a deep 3 that kind of brought the Pacers back to life, even though they did win that game prior. But OG was having a phenomenal game against the Pacers, went down with an injury, and things fell apart for the New York Knicks. They only won one more game for the rest of that series after Game 2. So things were not ideal for the New York Knicks, even though they won the first 2 games and protected home court. OG Anunoby is going to play a huge part in things, and now the Knicks know that. This isn't OG's first rodeo with the Knicks. He's been here before. He's seen this series before, and this is a Knicks team that fits OG better because it allows him to get more backdoor cuts. It allows him to create more space and score on more levels of the floor than just sort of being a guy who's going to stay in the perimeter because of Isaiah Hartenstein, because of Precious Achiuwa sometimes starting as well, kind of preventing the Knicks of really getting things going. Obviously, OG and Randall barely ended up playing together because Randall got injured the same month the Knicks traded for OG. So they only spent like 10 games together, and when they were fully healthy, the Knicks did look like an NBA Finals contender, but unfortunately that didn't last for very long. But OG is going to play a huge role in this, not just on offense, but on defense. And more than anything, what matters is just having OG at his full health, because when we have OG just being there, and he's been at full health, and that's a shout out to the Knicks training staff and the whole Knicks team, and we will get into that, but OG has been phenomenal for the Knicks. You just want to say OGs sometimes. Because of that. I love that thing so much. Look, talking about the New York Knicks, OG Anunoby, he is going to be a huge part of this, as he already was, and we're going to see that again. We've seen OG Anunoby, we'll make this bigger for you guys. We've seen OG Anunoby, who thus far throughout the playoffs has been excellent defensively. We've seen it. He's allowing 40% shooting from the field, while he is shooting 46% from the field. He's got a nice difference for this Knicks team right now, and that's very, very good. That you want to see that his defensive numbers are great right now, and it's going to be vital when the Knicks go up against the Indiana Pacers, because you look at OG here as well, where his against the Indiana Pacers, he has been great also. I mean, so far what we're seeing is OG Anunoby play phenomenal basketball, and this is integral to the New York Knicks thus far. This was last year against the Pacers. We saw this, and we're going to see more great stuff like this where he's going to be holding the Pacers to low numbers from the field, shooting 42%. That's what you want to see out of your best defender in Anunoby. So this is really, really good stuff to look at thus far. And also on top of it, it's integral the Knicks slow down other players who aren't Tyrese Halliburton. In the Pacers' victory over the Cavs in the semis, Evan Mobley, the 2024-25 NBA Defensive Player of the Year award winner, he was tasked with guarding and slowing down Pascal Siakam, and he didn't have much success according to the NBA's tracking data. In the 72 possessions in which Mobley was the primary defender, Siakam shot 12 of 18, 66.7% for 28 points. He also had 4 assists and just 1 turnover. That's worrisome, but you look at what OG's done against him. In the 71 possessions that Anunoby was the primary defender on Siakam during the regular season, Siakam was 5 of 14 from the field, including 1 of 8 from 3. So Siakam settles for more threes because he can't power through OG. Mobley's biggest weakness is his weakness. He's not very strong. While OG's a stout guy who knows exactly how to guard Pascal Siakam because they played together for a very long time. They spent 5-6 years on the same team together. They understand how each other operate. And OG's gotten the best of Siakam ever since he got traded to New York. And since being traded to the Knicks have never lost a playoff game in which OG attempts 14 or more shots, and now they're 10-0 on that matter as well. OG is the X factor. He is what really comes into play for this New York Knicks team, and that's going to be very important down the stretch against this Pacers team. Now, on top of that, Mitchell Robinson's going to have a huge effect as well. We've seen Mitch already do this. This is a series where things get real. Ever since the Pacers traded Domantas Sabonis in the Tyrese Halliburton deal, which obviously was a great trade, I'm not saying it wasn't, their rebounding has suffered. Bringing in Siakam helped, but it doesn't change the fact that Miles Turner is not a great rebounder for a 7-footer, which leads to some issues for the Pacers. That's where Mitchell Robinson comes in, because Mark Berman had a very interesting stat that he brought up, saying the Knicks gather 39% of missed shots in the playoffs with Mitchell Robinson on the floor, which is insane numbers. The Pacers are mediocre, are a mediocre rebounding team. The Knicks, particularly Jalen Brunson, are money on shots off second chances. One of the most vital stats of this pre-series hype, because when you look at it, Mitchell Robinson is creating second chance points at a 40% clip, or the Knicks are getting second chance attempts at a 40% clip or near 40% clip when Mitchell Robinson's on the floor. Usually it's just him getting the rebounds, but other guys step in because the focus on Mitchell Robinson becomes insane. Jalen Brunson's numbers have been excellent off of these second chance baskets, and Mitchell Robinson becomes a very important player here because, I mean, he's always important, but you see Mitch, he could take advantage of a poor rebounding team. We saw Mitch only play in 2 games against the Pacers before his injury sidelined him for the rest of that series and for the majority of this season as well. With Mitch right now, that's where things can change for the Knicks, because you look at Mitchell Robinson, he'll be able to get through on Siakam and on Miles Turner and really give those guys a very, very big issue on the defensive rebounding. If the Knicks keep creating second chance points, they have a way to outwill and outmuscle a Pacers team that you really have to show that to before they can outrun you. The Knicks, they could outfight the Pacers, but the Pacers are going to try to outrun the Knicks. The Knicks have to not let the Pacers run away from them, and they have to make it dirty. You have to bring it in. You have to do that dirty work. You got to make it that contact sport, and Mitchell Robinson is the main catalyst. Him and OG Anunoby, 2 of the most physical guys on the Knicks, have to be the main catalyst of this happening. It's important that the Knicks do this. Now, all that being said, there also is other news on the New York Knicks. But first, what we have to look at is the fact that Pascal Siakam played 7 games in the conference semifinals. And when he played against Anunoby, those 2 first games when OG was fully healthy, Siakam struggled mightily, only having 19 points in his first game, shooting 50% from the field, which is good, and then 33% from 3, which is also solid. The next game, he severely struggled. OG put him in a box, had him shooting 7 for 18 and 0 for 3 from 3, which was just excellent numbers and an excellent defensive job done by OG. Once OG got hurt, Siakam picked up, and only 1 game after that did he not score 20-plus points. He ended up having a great series, putting up 20 points and shooting 40% from 3 and over 50% from the field. So if OG's healthy, we're going to see Siakam severely struggle to handle the OG Anunoby situation as he struggled to solve that puzzle thus far in his NBA career. Now, on top of that, there also is huge news for the Knicks as their training staff won the Athletic Training Staff of the Year award by the NBA Trainers Association, which is excellent to see. That was mentioned in a post from that each season, the NBA Training Association proudly presents the Joe O'Toole Daniel Craig, that was not going to be right, David Craig Athletic Training Staff of the Year Award, a peer-nominated honor recognizing the NBA athletic training staff for their exemplary achievements and outstanding service on and off the court. And the Knicks were the winners of this year, which at the bottom you could see Casey Smith got quote tweeted from our friends New York Basketball, who Casey Smith has been the main catalyst of all this. Casey Smith, one of the many guys brought in by Leon Rose. Once his contract was ending with the with the Dallas Mavericks, as the sun just glares into my face at 6:30 p.m. on a Monday. Look, what we've seen is this Knicks team take advantage of other teams' missteps. One of those biggest missteps is the fact that you look at the New York Knicks and they just clean up. You see the Dallas Mavericks. There was a beef with Casey Smith there. Smith's role got really, really hammered by Nico Harrison, who wanted to take away power from Luka Doncic, who was really close with Casey Smith. Now, so was Jalen Brunson. So the Knicks used those connections and brought in Smith. All the Knicks stayed healthy this year despite those big minutes, something that can be attributed to the work of Casey Smith, and often he is the one who gets credit for that. And Leon Rose deserves a ton of credit for bringing these guys in, and Tommy Beer mentioned that, saying that the transformation of the Knicks franchise under Leon Rose has been incredible. Hiring the top salary capologists in the league, boosting the analytics department, best training staff, etc. All this adds up. And what we've seen is Leon Rose take this New York Knicks organization and turn it into one of the top organizations in basketball. That's what we've seen. If you treat it like a high-class organization, which he's done since the beginning, the rest will figure it out. James Dolan let him spend the money to do this, and what happened? It worked out. And Leon Rose was able to basically hire the best people and make this a high-class organization from the top down, which trickled down all the way into the players, into them staying healthy and them being professionals, and now being in the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. This all of it goes back to Leon Rose, and he deserves a ton of credit for this as well. So shout out to Leon, shout out to the New York Knicks, shout out to the sun for blinding me as I record this video. If you guys enjoyed watching this and enjoyed me get absolutely blasted by the sun because I did not shut my window before filming this, like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, have a great day, and go Knicks. I look insane, man.